The last one I had to break to get off that did it. And I don't have any other bolts. So
Oh,
if
no.
I break another one, I'm screwed.
Is it just stripping it out? Wow. Oh no. The big thing that we're going to be doing today is getting started on hanging this welded wire garden fence.
Try to use the bucket to help unroll this. Now this is just a 100-foot roll of 4 foot tall welded wire. So what I'm going to try, come up with, we're going to test it today, is I'm just going to use a small inline wooden fence post. What I want to do is get a long pipe. We'll see how this works, but I think if I use it a lot, it's going to wear into it. It's going to sit out here like this, but as you're unrolling, and it'll walk itself off, and want to fall off, you have to keep picking it up. So what I come up with is, and cut 2 of these. What I'm going to do is just, I can stick one over on one end of this. I can put a couple of screws in maybe, so this doesn't come off. But then the other end I need to be able to remove, put it in the fence, and then put it on. Look at that. I'm liking it. Ha!
You want me to hold this?
No, what we're gonna have to do is get some staples in down there.
All right.
And then stretch against it a little bit.
Right.
We're gonna make a homemade fence stretcher. A lot of people just use 2 2x4s or say 2 2x6s, whatever. But 2 of them sandwiched together is gonna be too long for the bolts that I had on hand. So what I'm gonna do is this 1x and a 2x. I'll just sandwich those together, and I think that'll be fun. And you can see several people on YouTube do this that I've been able to look at and see, but they'll use, I don't know, multiple bolts. I don't know if that's probably more the better in a way, but it's more time consuming to put it together, take it apart. I'm gonna try it with 3. It's a 4-foot fence. I'm only doing welded wire, so you know, I'm not stretching the hell out of it like I would be with woven wire. These I'm not worried about tightening down. The plan is just to hook a chain and then pull from the center, or it'll pull from these 2 points. I'm gonna cinch these 3 down real tight on that. So all I was really doing is just sandwiching the fence between the wood. So you're not really wanting to pull with the bolts against the wire. The boards themselves are gripping the entire fence from top to bottom. I'm gonna pull from these points, so it'll pull equally across the whole fence. So that's the idea. Let's try it. So far so good. It worked beautiful. Our next one we'll test it on a longer run. wooden pieces to keep it from sliding side, you know, coming off the bucket. They just broke. But the problem was I just used a piece of scrap wood that was pretty small, and it was just too thin on the edge.
We want this fence to overhang a little bit on this post. There's a little bit of a gap where the gate is closing, and we want to make sure that we can kind of like fill that gap with the edge of this fence here. This entire part of the property is up a steep like mountainside.
Yeah.
And it kind of like terraces almost a little bit, but
well, we're kind of on the side of.
We're still on the side of a mountain. Yeah.
The ridge is up that way.
Yeah.
Which we own up to the ridge.
Yeah.
And the road is down on the bottom, so we're kind of like halfway up.
Yeah.
And
Cut
then
into
it's kind of terraced out here a little bit, where it's not flat, but it's
usable.
It's yeah. We gotta get back to work.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Get talking, it was just going on. Woman, who are you trying to kick at? I'll tell you what.
Kick your ass into gear.
Kick your neck off.
Kick your neck off, boy. It actually looks like you could grow something in this. Maybe.
Can you keep a critter out? That's what's important. You could grow stuff without a fence, but some shit's gonna eat it. This is the last wooden post it is touching because of the curve. They're gonna pull this down to the ground, staple it here.
Okay.
Maybe staple it off to all the wooden posts up to here. So all the tension's not just on this one post because it's just a lawn post.
So are we just gonna cut this right here?
Yeah.
And then
not under tension, but yeah.
And then and then overlap the other fence on this, and then staple that on top. We're gonna have this fence up today.
Looks like we know what we're doing. The people that really knew how to do stuff, or so many of them, were losing.
Yeah.
I think knowledge has been lost.
Back in the day, you would just go ask Grandpa. Grandpa knew how to do it. Did it do it again?
It's a different bolt.
Oh no.
The last one I had to break to get off. That did it. And I don't have any other bolts. So
if
I break another one, I'm screwed.
Is it just stripping it out? Wow. Oh no. So we had problems with our fence puller with the bolts that we were using. They kept like, I don't know, like bonding up or whatever. And then to take them off, we actually had to break them. And we ran out of the bolts that we needed. So Glenn had to run to the store real quick.
I thought we needed to suspend this, but yeah, just a 100-foot roll. It's really not that heavy. It's not like those 330-foot rolls are real heavy, but I think just having the bucket tilted, I can just
spools out.
Pulling it from underneath this way, that'll be fine. When you tighten the hell out of stainless bolts, there's a thing called galding, but I'd never actually experienced it or ever really paid much attention to it because it never was a problem to me. I thought, well, tighter the better, right? Squeeze the hell out of that fence so it doesn't slip whenever I go put tension on it. But I guess I tightened them so much that I had to break all 3 bolts to get them off. Whenever you tighten them down like that, so much friction and heat, and there's something about, I guess, other bolts can do it, but where you really see it happen is with stainless. I got replacement bolts. I just got a galvanized.
Glenn went to the store to get the galvanized bolts yesterday, but he forgot to get the nuts. So today we got the nuts.